So how many shares do you need to retire on Tesla by the year of 2030? I recently did a poll on my YouTube channel asking you guys what videos you guys want to see next, and you guys really wanted to see this one. So I got to work, and the answer, it's actually much more simpler than you think. Hey guys, I'm Curious Pejjy, and I'm a very curious person. I'm curious to know how many shares of Tesla stock I need today to retire as soon as possible and to start enjoying life. Or maybe get that Lambo we've always dreamt about. Or maybe now that's a Tesla. Anywho, I got to work and the results are easier in reach than you think. But first, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Alright, let's get into it. So doing a little bit of the research, the average monthly expense in North America is a little bit over $5,000 a month, which is just absolutely crazy. That's like 60 grand annually. Sheesh, that's a lot of money, man. After doing some more research, it seems like this is for a family of two, which makes sense because you're living with a spouse or a significant other. Obviously, living cost is a lot more expensive when it's two people than one. But in this video, let's be selfish and say that you have your own goal, you have your own achievement that you want to retire on Tesla stock individually. Well, that, my friend, is a whole different story. The average monthly expense drops down to a little over $3,000 or $3,189 to be exact. Let's just say $3,200 for simplicity, or close to $40,000 a year, which is not bad. Now, giving that $3,200 monthly expense an average inflation rate of 3% till 2030, we get $4,020. But let's say you don't want to live off a minimum lifestyle, man. You want to have some fun with your life, you want to do things, you want to be more open. Let's just slap on another $1,000 to that and let's make it $5,000 every single month as a monthly expense. So right now, your goal is to make sure that every month you can withdraw $5,000 very comfortably to live the life that you want. Now, let's say by 2030 you decide to sell your entire Tesla stock, man. You made a lot of money, and now you want to put this money somewhere safe that's not too volatile, and that way you can have a pretty much guaranteed return. I'm talking about the S&P 500 index. Average on a yearly basis, the S&P 500 gives between 8 to 10% annually, but we're going to be conservative here and say it's going to give you 7%. Now, that number that you need to sell out of Tesla stock by 2030 needs to be around $850,000, given the fact that annual return of S&P is 7% and you want to withdraw $5,000. $850,000 by 2030 and then putting into S&P 500 will last you close to 50 years, which is incredible. One investment calculator says 48 years and the other one says 46. So now that we know that mid to late 40s is a good, reliable time frame to look at for $850,000 with an average return of 7%. Now that we have our monthly expense budget and how much exactly we need to live off of it, let's go find out how many Tesla shares you need to retire off of it. Here's a chart that I simplified on how you can retire on Tesla. As you guys can see, I have a bear case, a base case, and a bull case, and we're gonna go through them. If you guys been following me for some time, you guys already know the chart. I've explained it many times, but if you're a new viewer, I'm gonna briefly go over it so you guys can understand how this works. So first we have the vehicle sold in the thousands, then we got the full self-driving price one time. Now by 2030, most likely full self-driving at one time fee is gonna be $28,000. If we look at 2020, it was at $8,000, 2021 $10,000, now in 2022 it's $12,000. So it looks like every year Tesla is increasing the price of their FSD by $2,000, which is just the confidence they have in that. And if this FSD becomes a reality, which it seems like it's going to be, this is just gonna be a money monster. It's like a bank for them, man. They're gonna make a lot of money. So increasing $2,000 every year until 2030, we get $28,000 as a one-time fee. Subscription based, we don't have the data yet, but once we do, of course, that's more of a reliable data to go through. But we don't have that yet, so we're gonna focus on the one-time fee. Then vehicles with FSD I have here at 15%. Now, why 15%? Because in 2019 we had about 15 or 16% of all cars sold 16% of them had about FSD. Now, obviously, as time goes on, by 2030, it's probably going to be maybe 50%, but we're keeping things conservative and going based on data. The total sales of FSD, and then we have the FSD margin at 62%. Why 62%? Based on some studies, by 2031, it seems like they can reach 64%, and that's a proven fact. So if that's actually going to happen, we don't know, but we know that FSD for Tesla is just another, it's a cash machine for them, man. It's just software. It's just a big upsell, and they make a whole bunch of profit off of it. So we're gonna leave it at that, at 62% by 2030. Total revenue is obviously the sales of the vehicles and FSD. Now, each vehicle sold here that I have is at 50,000 bucks. Now, obviously right now it's a bit more than that because of supply and demand, but we're gonna keep things conservative and say 50,000 bucks is the average vehicle sold. And by 2030, that's still going to be the case. The net income, or the total net income here, is the vehicles and the FSD. Now, the vehicles I put at 25%, although the correct number is more close to 30%, but keeping things conservative, 25% per each vehicle that they sell is going to be profit. Shares outstanding, as you guys can see, it's at 1.5 billion. This is pre-split, so if you guys are watching this maybe in June, July, October, whenever they announce the stock split on how they're going to do it, this number is going to change, obviously, but it's not a big deal. Really, the only thing that I have here is very conservative, by the way, is that by 2030 they're gonna have 1.5 billion in shares outstanding, which honestly that's very unlikely because right now they're at 1.1 billion. There's no reason for them to dilute that many shares when they're making that much money. If anything, they should be doing buybacks, or even, well, they don't want to do any dividends because Tesla has said they're not interested in doing any dividends. So most likely that they'll do more buybacks. But most likely by 2030, we can see in shares outstanding of 1.2, 1.3, or even a whole lot less than that. But keeping things conservative, 1.5. EPS follows the shares outstanding as well. And this is pre-split again. EPS, we will never see this number because when the stock split comes, it'll be adjusted to that. And PE, I kept it as realistic as possible. I kept it at 40. Now, I don't know, by 2030, man, I don't think Tesla will be trading at 40. Most likely it'll be 50 plus, but keeping things conservative. All right, now that you guys understand the chart, you have to notice that there wasn't any other sectors other than the FSD and the vehicle sold. There was no energy, there was no Tesla insurance, robo-taxis, Tesla bot, and many other things that they do. This is just on data that we have that we can rely on because we don't know how much robo-taxi is gonna make. We don't know how much Tesla bot is gonna make. We don't know how much Tesla insurance is making them right now. Even the energy storage and solar panels, we don't really have that much data yet. These data that we have here are solid and pretty much really reliable to focus on. So anything that you see here, you guys can think of a minimum. But anywho, getting back to how many shares do you need to retire on Tesla. In the bear case, the stock price for Tesla, if they sell 20 million vehicles as Tesla claimed that they will by 2030, 20 million vehicles, although they will hit this number maybe 2-3 years earlier. But let's just say by 2030 as the bear case, they will hit 20 million by then. With all these sales and profits, we should see a stock price hitting 86.50 with a market cap of 13 trillion. In the base case, we can see 25 million vehicles sold and almost 11,000 bucks per share and over 16 trillion in market value. And in the bull case, 30 million vehicles sold. If you guys watch my Tesla stock price videos and the other Tesla videos that I have, I had a super bullish price of 55 million vehicles sold in a year. If you guys want to watch that video, check it out. It's not a possibility. It's just, I mean, it could be a possibility, but it's just, I can't comprehend that number, man. 55 million vehicles. No car manufacturer in the world has ever gone that far. I don't know if Tesla could do it or not. But here I put 30 million. It's a lot more realistic than 55 million. And so we get about almost 13,000 bucks per share with a market cap of almost 20 trillion bucks. Now the market cap is extremely high, and that's because of the shares outstanding. If that reduces, the market cap reduces as well, which I think it will. But the stock prices, those are pretty solid. I believe those stock prices. So we established by 2030, we need 850,000 bucks if you want to live on a 5,000 bucks on a monthly basis for the next 50 years after 2030. Now, the only question that I have here for you is that, are you ready to see what the numbers are? Are you ready? If you are, man, smash that like button then. Why haven't you smashed that like button if you haven't? Anyways, let's get down to it because the numbers are gonna surprise you. Let's go. The shares that you need right now in the bear case to reach that 850,000 bucks by 2030 is only 98 shares. Like, bro, 98 shares for the bear case to, like, that's only gonna cost you a little over $98,000. Bruh, you're investing $98,000. So in the next 8 years, that $98,000 turns to $850,000. So then you can take that and put in the S&P 500 to get a 7% return, maybe more, most likely more, and then that's it, you're retired. 98 shares. That's all you need, 98 shares. Like, that's ridiculous, man. That's easily doable, and if you commit yourself in not spending on stuff that you don't need, save it and invest it, that's it. You don't have to worry about money ever again in the next 8 years. That's it. That's it. Now, that's the bear case. All right, let's look at the base case. In the base case, all you need is 79 shares. Not even 78.6. Obviously, you can't really get 78.6 at the moment, but 79 shares. That's only going to cost you just almost $79,000. That's it. Only 79,000 bucks. That's amazing. That's literally more than a 10x in the next 8 years. More than a 10x if the base case comes true, if they sell 25 million vehicles. And lastly, the bull case, if you do 30 million vehicles, all you need is 66 shares, man. That's it. 66 shares, 66,000 bucks invested today could potentially turn to $850,000 by 2030. That's it. That's all. Can you afford 66 shares? Can you commit yourself? Can you save 10%? All right, 10% of your earnings. Be disciplined. Pay yourself first. Put that in a savings account. Once you have enough money, buy a share. Invest it. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Obviously, the only thing you guys need to do here is just hold. If you guys hit these numbers, all you have to do is hold. You don't have to buy more. You don't have to sell and come back. That's it. Just buy now, forget it, and that's it. Buy and hold. You don't need to do anything else. Just hold it. What you could do is invest it, literally just forget about it. Don't even log yourself in. If the market crashes 50%, which it will, the market will crash 50% again, maybe in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, we don't know, but it will. But it always bounces back. It always comes back because the stock market in the US is always resilient. It always bounces back. All we have to do is look at history for that. That's it. Now, here's the thing, guys. This is only including the FSD and vehicles. I mentioned that earlier, but that's it. There's nothing else included here. There's no Tesla insurance. There's no robo-taxi, Tesla bot, and solar panel energy storage. That's not included in here. It's not, because we just don't have the data, strong, hard data yet to put it here. Once we have that, that'll be included. But as of now, it's only these two things: Tesla said vehicles sold and the FSD. That's it. Now, personally, for me, I'm leaning more towards the bear case because, again, I like to be conservative and I want to see the worst case scenario, because if I rely too much on the best case scenario, I'm going to feel really bad and kind of like a miscalculation, you can say. But for the bear case, man, 100 shares is all you need. Just hold it. Just forget about it. Don't worry about it. Come back to it in the next 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, and that's it. Now, if you guys don't want to sell out by 2030, that $850,000 will be worth a lot more 5 years after that, because Tesla is not just this 1 decade thing. It's not a next decade thing. It's going to be around, man. We're going to see Tesla by 2050, man. By how things are going, Tesla is going to be around for a very long time. They're part of the world's problem solvers. And honestly, Tesla is way too valuable to go under, or let alone let anyone let it go under. And besides, the energy sector for Tesla is so important to shift to renewable energy, sustainable energy, that it's honestly too powerful for governments to even ignore. So Tesla's gonna be around for an extremely long time. So wrapping up, all you need, guys, is 100 shares. That's it, 100 shares, and you're set for life if you just hold. Now, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Anything could happen. Take this video with a grain of salt. But if you guys have been following me for some time, you guys already know that I'm going all in on Tesla. So I'm extremely confident in Tesla and all the work that they're doing, that I really believe that one day they will become the most valued company in the world, even surpassing Apple. And I know that's a very big statement, but I strongly stand with that, and I really do believe that. But you know what else is a very big statement? Is this Tesla stock prediction video, including FSD. The numbers here in the bull case I cannot comprehend, as I mentioned earlier. So if you guys want to see what potentially can happen with the stock price with just the FSD and vehicles sold, check it out. You'll be shocked. I can't even comprehend the numbers, man. It's just crazy. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.